This is Gavin, and I just spent an hour or more looking at this tweet and the people who quote tweeted it. But basically, you have this. So I'll let you watch it one time. Boom! Throw that flag down. All right, so let me hop out so you don't have to keep watching it. So, yeah, what did that do inside of you? Well, within a lot of people, especially in the United States, there was anger. I think some people got sad. Some people were disturbed. Some people were disturbed by the responses in the comments. Some people were supportive. And what I noticed is that almost everyone seemed captured by a story. So you have a story about what that flag means, and a story about where is this video taking place and when was it taking place, and a story about what is this woman on the bike and what is this child. And so people tell themselves stories, and I can imagine many stories, and I could walk through those. And maybe I could walk through a couple in this video to try to show how I practiced for over an hour loving people who have different points of view. But at the end, and I recorded all that and deleted it, but at the end, I would say that my view is that we should have cities where there are people who want to put up the flag, and they can kick people out for behaving in this way. So I believe there should be cities like that. And I think there should be cities where people say no flags, and if you put up a flag, then you get kicked out of that city. And I think those cities should be able to live, side by side, peacefully, within a country. So there would be an overarching government which would facilitate two different cities who treated this flag in different ways. That would be the ideal, in my opinion. Now, so a lot of people were telling themselves stories about the United States representing freedom and liberty, and I think that those people ignore the fact that this child's father may have been killed or locked in prison. Like, this child's father may be good, maybe not, and was perhaps killed by one of these bombs that get dropped on innocent, good people. And or maybe the dad was locked in a cage for growing cannabis or psilocybin, and being a good person who grows cannabis and psilocybin. And so there are reasons why people might not like that flag. Those are my best reasons, and I'm not saying that's the reason. I'm just saying I can imagine situations where people hate the United States, and those are my best reasons for a child hating the United States. Like, I understand. I think they would be justified. So that's me trying my best to love that child and that woman who maybe lost the father, and the child lost the father to innocent person being killed. Now, that's me loving them. Now then I can go and I can love the people who got defensive. And so, the people who got defensive maybe went and served their country, and their friends and their loved ones may have died. Or maybe they didn't serve, but their friends and loved ones died while serving. And so they, in their mind, they tell themselves a story that they served this higher power, which is the United States, which does good in the world. And that's the story they tell themselves. And for someone to go and take that flag, which represents this higher power that does good, all within the mind of a person, it's a story that people tell themselves. It's justified that they become angry. Because the person that went and served may have been like the best soldier, and may have been fighting the worst kind of person. a true evil person and may have died. And so I can love those people too. And then there's everyone in between. And what happens is humans see these images and these symbols and interpret what's happening based on their experience, their program. And each individual has an ability to reconsider their program, reconsider their interpretation. And it would be interesting to measure how much time did each person take before they liked the video or retweeted or commented or quote tweeted. How much time did each person take? How many times did they reconsider the words that they used? And I'll just point out the Seal of God device. The Seal of God device is a technology you wear that can measure love, joy, peace, patience, gentleness, kindness, goodness, self-control, and faithfulness. And so you could have a platform like Twitter where you would not be able to interact in the platform unless the Seal of God device was being worn and indicated that you were in the right state of mind, which I say would mean that you're actually being in relationship with God, the higher power, the highest power, higher power than the United States, the highest power. And so it would be a platform for the righteous. And what it appears to me is that Twitter and the internet is basically us giving power to people who are not righteous. And that's my take. So, would you wear a Seal of God device? And if you wouldn't, would you try to pay attention to those fruit of the Holy Spirit every time you hit submit, every time you speak a word? On the internet, you have the power to delete what you can edit and revise in order to try and represent God on the internet. And it's not easy. It takes a lot of work, a lot of reconsideration and repenting. You can't just be impulsive. So that's what I thought. And I just spent over an hour, maybe an hour and a half, creating my response. Trying to be an example, trying to lead by example. So it was worth a try.